Okay, here I have a sample project to go over how can we score items and generate personalized feedback on them. So basically here we have three items, and to score them, so basically you write whatever items you have. To score them, you go here to Tools and you go to Scoring, and this will open this screen. So here you create a category. Say I can manage categories. So here's temptation scale. I can add another one. So I'm gonna add this emotion scale, for example. And so that's emotion scale. And here I don't want to show the scoring summary for each category. This will give them like too much feedback, like it's as if it were a test. So it will say you got 3 points here, so we don't need that. Here is what happens when they don't answer that question. So if they don't answer the question, you want that treated as a 0, or you want that treated as an empty value, like a non-value, so that it will affect how the how it's summed, or how the minimum and the maximum are reported, and so on. So I'll just keep it null. I won't score it as 0. So I'll save here. And here you have how the questions are scored, right? So for example, emotion scale, if I go here to clear, then these items are not scored. If I want to score this one, I'll write here automatic, we'll put it 1 to 5. Otherwise you can just say like, I want this to be 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. So let's do this emotion scale to be just the score for this item. And we have here the other, that's temptation scale, that is basically the 3 items from 1 to 5 here. Okay, so likely is 1, unlikely is 5. That's how it came as a preset. So I go back to the editor now. Then I have to go here to survey flow. I meant here to survey flow. And I'm gonna redo this so I can show you. So I'm gonna add a new element, which is embedded data. I'm gonna call it score, and I will set it to be equal to pipe text scoring the weighted mean of the didn't work. Scoring the weighted mean of the temptation scale, or I could use the weighted mean of the emotion scale. Let's do the temptation scale. I'll say I want the weighted mean. So here it is. I should probably delete this. I'm gonna delete everything and do it again just to make sure. So it is scoring, temptation scale, weighted mean. Okay, so I have that value here now. I'm gonna move this. Okay, I'm gonna save my flow. And now after my questions, I have my feedback text or whatever, picture. You could add anything here, right? So I'll add display logic to these. So I'll say, you're an addict, find help if your score is less or equal than 2.3. Okay, save. So you have here embedded data, score is less than 2.3. Save. Okay, so for the top and bottom, it's easy. You just have to say less and greater than. For the middle categories, you need to, let's do this again. You need to add 2. So you say score has to be greater than 2.3 and score has to be less than 3.6. So we save that. And it's also important to check that any number will get a text. If you, for example, here, I made a mistake. I have a score. If the score is less than 2.3, you'll get this response. If it's greater than 2.3, you'll get this response. What about if it's exactly 2.3? Then you would get no feedback. So make sure that any number will be included in the display logic, right? So here, this should be, for example, less or equal to 2.3. So now 2.3 is categorized here, and 2.31 is categorized here. Okay, so now I'll preview. So here are my items. So I say I likely, likely, I'm extremely likely to be tempted. So now it will give me, I'm an addict, find help. If I restart and I say, not too much, not too little, it'll say you're a normal person. And if I say I'm extremely unlikely to feel tempted at all of these situations, then I'll say it will say I'm a liar. Nobody has this sort of self-control. So I hope this helped. You can have like different scores and different things to show them depending on those scores. But here we see how we can score several items together to form sort of an index, then generate an index in survey flow so that it's usable, and then use display logic okay, that's my cuckoo clock. Then you can use display logic to either to use those scores to display certain feedback message. I hope that's useful. Bye bye.